are in Wedderburn, where there is a beehive in this wall. We've already done the cuts. And Christy, who is with me, who's the landowner, right Christy, has already sealed the place up. So she's done a great job. Now we get to open it up and see what we're dealing with. It looks big. Okay, so Christy and I have now exposed the hive. Christy's doing the video thing too, so she's got the phone in her hand. And you can see it's a very decent hive. It's smaller than what it's been in the past, as in it's shrunk. There's a lot of unused comb, but it is still a very big hive. We've pulled out the comb that went down the wall and filled up the gap with rags so that the anything doesn't fall further down while we're working. And the comb does go into the next cavity a little bit as well. We'll cut the final cuts once we get out the bulk of this hive, because up there will be all honey and we'll have the bee back running by the time we get up there. So now the aim is to catch the queen and get the babies out. So there we have Christy. She's framing up honeycomb. I'm sure she's rocking, having a lot of fun there.
Definitely am.
There we go. These are now clustering up on the window, and we've pulled out the full first layer and we're now at the babies. So you'll see here we have the big fat boy baby brood, and next to it is the much smaller girl baby brood, and then this sheet goes all the way up. Okay, so once we get this little top section out there, up there on the left, we'll then start working on the brood. If we haven't caught the queen by the time we've got all the brood out, we'll start bee vacuuming and worry about her later. So Christy's being surprised because the hive also went to the right. So the bulk of it's gone down the middle, and they've built, I'm guessing while canola was flowering this season, they've built a lot more there, but we'll now focus on getting the brood out, so that once we've got the brood out we can start bee vacuuming. Obviously we're at the vacuuming stage right now. See bees all over the place. Christy's getting all the bees off the floor first, because obviously you also end up with bees on the floor. We've cut out the comb and babies. We've still got that comb up there. Queen's still up there. However, since we've filled the bottom box, I put two air boxes on top because we don't want the bees to overheat on this really humid hot day. You can see the windows are fogging up. So yeah, we'll get vacuum up the majority of the bees before we keep cutting. There we go, we have the queen. I left the queen clips in the car. I'll quickly run out and grab one now. I'll just put her in the matchbox for the time being. But yeah, at least we got the queen. So there we go, this hive is now out. There'll be a few returning foragers, just a small handful, so but the Christy didn't have enough rags unfortunately, so we can't stop them coming in until her brother comes and sorts the hive out, sorts the packing out. Bees are off the wall and we're getting more and more climb up to the top. We put the queen in there in the queen clip. Christy, I think's had a fun time.
Yes,
we've made a beekeeper of her.
Yeah.
Hey, so
I think you have.
yeah, apparently she's going to come out to Wallen and experience beekeeping the normal way.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll teach you how to be a beekeeper, although you're pretty much a beekeeper now. We're at the quarantine apiary. It's a few days after doing this relocation, and we're going to pack it down to the 2 boxes and release the queen. So then we'll continue to monitor them for the next 6 weeks or so. Okay, you'll see lots of bees clustering around the queen here because obviously she's there and not on the comb. They'll be looking after her and whatnot, but they'll be wanting her to start doing her job soon. So we really need to get her out of the cage and get her so she can lay eggs again. And that's the rest of the hive. Still playing with the brood and doing everything they need to do as well. So it's looking good. We'll just move it onto the ventilated bottom base and continue. Hold up. She comes out. Hold on. There we go. She's out. She'll go down between the frames. All done. Okay. You'll see almost all the bees that were in the base board from the vacuum will start to fan towards the new entrance until the bees say, look, the entrance has changed a little, come up here. We'll leave them to that. We'll put the box with foundation frames on top and we'll shake off the middle air box. And there we go. Now 2 boxes, queen's released, and we beat the rain, which is always good. So we'll leave them to their own devices for a few weeks and then start doing some health checks on them.